What's up guys, welcome to my channel. I am Israel Nod, and today I'm going to be going over the cooking update in Grow a Garden. So, as many of you know, there's been a certain update in Grow a Garden cooking, like I've previously mentioned, and in this update there's a few things you should know to be able to be sure that you can grind it properly. So, right here, you have Crispy, right? And here you can see there's 5 options that he has. Who are you? So if you talk to him, he's going to say, "Hi, I'm Crispy, the pig chef," and he is going to go over just the basics of the cooking update, where you put stuff in this pot, you click cook, it gives you something, you feed it to him. But Crispy over here has a few things that you may not think to look at. Number one is, how do the rewards work? It tells you the bigger food you give me, the more rewards you get. That's the number one thing. The rarer the food, the better rewards I'll give you. So what you want rare foods that are big. And there's a few things that you're going to need to get that. I'll get into that later. So, firstly, I'm going to view rewards so we can see. There's shekels. You can get any number of shekels, and that's the most common thing you can get. Right beneath that, you got mutation spray burnt, 5 watering cans, and fork fence. The fork fence is a cosmetic, it really provides no value, but this is the next wave of stuff you can get. Then we start getting better with the next rarity being uncommon. We got the food crate. We got pink cake, blue cake, coffee machine, banana hammock, hot dog cart, cheese mat, and golden hot dog statue. That's really cool. All the stuff, the cosmetics you can get there. I'm a big cosmetic guy. Next, you have the reclaimer, which is pretty helpful for reclaiming your garden. Whenever you get into later stages, you're going to need it. And 3 corn, it's probably the worst of the common items you can get. Right beneath that, you have rare, where you have the gourmet seed pack, which you can get an onion, jalapeno, crown melon, sugar glazed, tall asparagus, and grand tomato. Keep those in mind because they can be used for recipes later. You got the artichoke, which is another limited time crop for this event, is what I should say, and advanced sprinkler, just your run of the mill sprinkler. So that's the rare. Beneath that is the legendary, where you have 2 small toys. The gourmet egg, this is where it really gets exciting. You get the bagel bunny, which just hops around, does basically same as the bunny. Got the pancake mole, which is a mole that is slightly worse than the regular mole. You got the sushi bear, spaghetti sloth, and french fry fairy, and those are the exciting ones I'll get into in just a second. Also in the legendary tier, you got the mutation spray honey glaze. You get 2 of those. Next is mythical, where you can get the pretzel cart, 2 gourmet seed packs containing the same stuff as earlier, and the medium toy. Now the medium toy is definitely better than the small toy. So that's mythical. Relatively shorter tier. The pretzel cart is another cosmetic only item. Beneath that, you have divine, where you have the mochi mouse, which is a exciting pet I'll get into in a second. 3 mutation spray fried, and they basically give mutations to items in your garden. If you don't know how that works, I'll have another video for you to go look at. And you get more food crates containing the same items as earlier. Now the most exciting thing here is the pet shard fried. Now this pet shard, if you give it to any of your pets, any single pet, doesn't matter the age, doesn't matter the size, doesn't matter anything, it'll become the fried mutation. And that mutation gives out the fried mutation to plants, and the pet can use this an infinite number of times. So, that's the divine, and something to keep your eye out, pet shard fried. Beneath that is the prismatic, where you can get the taco fern, which is a special plant. The gourmet egg, same as earlier, 3 gourmet eggs, I should say, 4 gourmet seed packs, same as earlier, and the pancake stack. So now, let's get into a bit more detail. So, right here, we have the cooking pot. That's what you're going to put all your ingredients into. You can see the ingredients you put into it on this chalkboard here. And here is the cooking time. So the bigger fruits you put in here, the longer it takes, but the bigger the fruits, you get more stuff from Crispy exponentially. So it's definitely worth it to wait that little bit longer to have better fruit, to have better rewards. So I'm just going to show you a quick little thing. So let's say I wanted to make Crispy a salad, right? I can go get a giant pine cone from my inventory. Hello? giant pine cone from I can go and get a giant pine cone from my inventory, and I can submit it to the cooking. And you can see it appears here on the ingredients list, and it has 20 minutes of cooking time. Wow, that's relatively large. So I can submit another pine cone, and look, it's gone down to 16. And then I can submit another pine cone, and it's gone down to 12. So the more stuff you add, it alters the recipe, which we'll get into later. And the recipes get you the different foods which Crispy could be craving. So I forgot to mention that, but over here you can see pizza would be nice. That means he wants pizza. So you would need to go and find a pizza recipe in order to satisfy Crispy, and he'd give you even better rewards. So I have the ingredients here, and I know a recipe to make a salad, and the last thing it requires is a tomato. It doesn't really matter too much. So that buffs it up to 16 minutes, and that is what it takes to make a prismatic levels, divine level salad, right? So then I click cook, and it starts. So one last thing before we go over the recipes and over the wiki to show you, there is the crafting, and a lot of people miss this. So inside the crafting, you have 2 new plants that I'm sure are going to become very rare because I've not seen a single person craft them, including myself yet. So these 2 are the Twisted Tangle and the Vein Petal. So for the Twisted Tangle, you need a cactus seed, a bamboo seed, a cactus fruit, and a mango, and then 50,000 shekels. And this is a multi-harvest plant, meaning you can harvest it multiple times. Costs 15 minutes to make. Very cool. So next we have the Vein Petal. This is the one I'm looking forward to crafting. I would say it's cheaper than the Twisted Tangle, and I would say it definitely looks cooler in my opinion. So in order to make this, you need an orange tulip, a daffodil, a beanstalk, orange tulip and daffodil seeds, a beanstalk, and a burning bud, along with 650,000 shekels to make this vein petal. So, those are the crafting recipes. Now, before we move on to the wiki, may I ask you to please like and subscribe so you can get more videos of mine to help you in other updates. Okay guys, here we are over on the wiki now, and you can see I'm on the cooking event. So if you want to find this wiki, you go to fandom, search up Grow a Garden wiki, and go to the cooking event, and you can always check these to give you some advice as well. So the thing to know, this event premiered on August 2nd, and it will be going to August 16th, meaning this will be a 2-part event, even though only part 1 has been revealed so far. So that's exciting. There'll be a second half with more to add. I'll be sure to get to you when that comes. So cooking rewards, like I already mentioned, you use the cooking pot. And you can see all the rarities of the stuff, which I've previously mentioned. You want to slow down the video to see all this stuff. Feel free to do that. Pause, slow down. So here are the cooking recipes. Don't really mind all of this. This is just for people who are going and finding their recipes. Thank their souls. Okay, so as you can see, there's different rarities of foods you can make. So for salad, there is normal rarity, legendary rarity, mythical rarity, divine rarity, and prismatic rarity. And all these rarities directly influence the tier of reward you will get. So, for the prismatic, there is 3 crafting recipes. A thing to note, a lot of these require bone blossoms, and I'm sorry if you don't have them. I only managed to collect 1 during the dinosaur update, so I'm not doing too well in this boat either. But for a prismatic salad, you need 1 tomato and 4 bone blossoms. So that's option 1. Option 2 is you need 1 grand tomato and 1 bone blossom. And option 3 is 5 grand tomatoes. I would say option 3, if you missed out on the dinosaur update, is probably your best route to go. So next we got prismatic sandwich, and there is only 1 recipe for this, where you need tomato, violet corn, and bone blossom. Once again, violet corn was from a previous update. If you don't have this, you might have to go down to divine tier, which would be 3 bone blossoms, 1 tomato, and 1 regular corn. So next up is pie. So the first option is 4 bone blossoms and 1 pumpkin for a prismatic tier, and 2 bone blossoms and 1 coconut is the second option. So once again, a lot of bone blossoms like I previously mentioned. So for waffle, the prismatic options are sugar apple, coconut, and 3 bone blossoms for option 1. For option 2, you need a sugar apple, a sugar glaze, and 3 bone blossoms. And then for option 3, you need a taco fern, a sugar glaze, and 3 bone blossoms. Once again, it becomes hard to do if you missed a previous update. For the hot dog, first option for prismatic is 1 corn, 4 bone blossoms. Option 2, 1 violet corn, 3 bone blossoms. Option 3, sugar glaze and bone blossoms. Once again, I'm only going over prismatic rarity here. So for ice cream, for the first option, 1 sugar glaze, 1 sugar apple, 3 bone blossoms. For the second option, 1 banana, 1 sugar apple, 3 bone blossoms. So, give or take, a lot of bone blossoms. So now for donut, you need 3 bone blossoms, 1 sugar apple, 1 banana. For the second option, you need 1 sugar glaze and 4 bone blossoms. For pizza, option 1, you need 1 violet corn, 1 sugar apple, 3 bone blossoms. Option 2, you need 1 banana, 1 beanstalk, and 3 bone blossoms. Once again, a lot of prismatic tier, a lot of bone blossoms, and if you're new to this game, it's going to be really hard to get. This update was made for the rich. So for sushi, fortunately no prismatic recipe has been discovered yet, so far as I know. But for divine, you need 1 corn, 1 bamboo, and 3 bone blossoms. So prismatic tier cake is there's only one recipe where you need 1 banana and 4 bone blossoms. And last but certainly not least, burger, where there's 2 recipes for prismatic involving option 1, 1 sugar glaze, 1 grand tomato, 3 bone blossoms. Option 2, 1 sugar glaze, 1 tomato, 3 bone blossoms. Now I'm just going to scroll a little farther down to the items section. So you can get some cooking themed seeds and plants. I've already gone over all of those. They're either in the seed pack or craftable. But the thing that I want to focus on is cooking themed pets and cosmetics. I already went over the cosmetics, but the pets are what are interesting. So I'm going to go to the Mochi Mouse. So Mochi Marathon is its ability, it's its passive, and it grants experience per second to all active food type pets. So that's other pets you get from the food event. It does not apply to pets from previous events. So the second passive ability it has is Whisker Wisdom, which occasionally gains bonus experience. What I've seen it somewhere in the range of 500. Okay, next up, Bagel Bunny. Bagels and carrots so this is passive. Every 5 to 45 seconds, eats a carrot for 5 times value points. So it just feeds itself. Kind of boring. For the pancake mole, every 10 to 80 seconds, digs down underground to find treasure, can dig up gear or shekels from the gear shop. Now, here is its tier list. Feel free to take a screenshot of this or pause the video to take a further look. So after that, pets start getting very exciting. So we have the sushi bear. Every 670 seconds, flings the sushi towards a random pet and feeds it from 1 to 50% of its hunger, meaning even if the pet has like 20,000 hunger, 10,000 could be filled up just like that. So it's really good in my opinion. So after the sushi bear, we have the spaghetti sloth. Now pets keep getting better and better after this, and I guarantee you these pets will be very valuable in the future. So the spaghetti sloth, al dente, every 3 minutes and 20 seconds to 14 minutes, goes to a nearby fruit and does a cooking and applies pasta sauce or meatball mutation. And as far as I'm aware, these are unique mutations by the spaghetti sloth, meaning there'll be no other way to get it, making them very valuable. And last but certainly not least, the French fry parrot. This is the one that has me hyped up. So the French fry parrot, it's passive. Every hour, it increases a random pet's level by 1. And I know to a lot of people, they're like, wait, that's not good. Till you realize it could take up to 5 hours to increase a pet up 1 level, especially whenever your pets are very old. So having that, it becomes a cheat code to get age 50 pets very quickly. And for people who didn't know, age 50 pets can be put in a mutation machine. And if they get a good mutation, then they can become extremely valuable. And people are also willing to pay for age 50 pets to do just about anything. Thank you guys for watching to the end. And because you watched to the end, I will be doing a free giveaway, or I will be giving away my extra bald eagle. And all you have to do is in the comments down below, prove that you've liked and subscribed, and then just put your username down there, and I will be choosing a random winner to be receiving my bald eagle. And this is a rare pet that will no longer have a chance to get, so be sure to act now. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.